to another episode of the Adrienne Ross Show, where sports and culture connect. I'm still sitting here where I was sitting during the Indiana Fever Golden State Valkyries basketball game. I have not stayed in the same spot. I moved, but I came back right here. Didn't feel like going downstairs. I'm just right here on the couch. I'm not going to get into more of that game. We were live for the game, and after the game, also we hung around and we talked about some things. And so I might touch on some things at some point, especially since I started watching the post-game portion with Lexi and Cece, and I thought some of the things they said were very interesting. And so I may do something separate, but I'm not here for that right now. I'm here to talk about the game that's on the television right now. They're just ending halftime. That's the Phoenix Mercury versus the Minnesota Lynx, the two top teams in the league. And DeWanna Bonner made her appearance in a Phoenix jersey. Maybe I am just old-fashioned and value commitment more than some folks. Maybe I'm just annoyed. But it really irked me, honestly, to hear the talk from Ann Myers and whoever is also calling the game with her. I'm sorry, I don't know his name. All the talk about DeWanna Bonner's leadership. She's such a veteran. She's a consummate player. She's an all-star from back in whenever. She's a champion. All the things that we were hearing about her when she showed up in Indiana, saying how excited she was to play in Indiana. Then they spoke to her at halftime, going into the locker room, and she's just, this is home, and I couldn't be happier to be home. And I remember her sitting at that table, being introduced by Kelly Krauskopf, by Amber Cox, by Stephanie White, and she was just so excited to be here in Indiana, kids down the road, ready to get it done. And she bailed. Not only did she get waived because she just quit and stopped coming to work, but she quit and stopped coming to work. So yeah, I do feel some kind of way as I watch her out there and I hear all the people praising what a professional she is. And I go, no, that's not how we define professionalism. Anyway, I'm not surprised that she's in Phoenix, right? Not surprised at all. Alyssa Thomas is there. So, it wasn't like people were like, oh my goodness, how'd she end up in Phoenix? No, we were expecting it. And she got there before, I think it was the night before the announcement that she was signing. And I'm going to show you how she was received in the crowd. This is Desert Wave Media, and this was July 7th, before it was official, but of course we knew. Check it out. DeWanna Bonner. So she's showing the love. She's showing the love for being back there. Obviously, the crowd was glad that she was there. And in the blink of an eye, she was in a jersey. Now, it's going to be interesting because she didn't get any younger since she abandoned the Fever. There, Phoenix is up and down that court. And when she was interviewed at halftime, she was sucking air. So this is going to be interesting, but I'm sure she's got reasons why she wants to be there. And that's Phoenix's issue with their willingness to reward a lack of professionalism and quitting on your team. But as I listened to her, I'm just so glad to be home during the halftime and all that. She was just so glad to be in Indiana also. And Indiana fans, what we saw there with her at that game, everybody receiving her, everybody embracing her. Let the record show that she showed up in Indiana as well, sat there among Indiana fans, and she also was incredibly received. And yet here she is. It will be interesting to see how she is able to play long term. She came out here. She airballed her first shot or just barely grazed the rim, if that, on the first shot. I saw her with an and one. I saw, she plays defense. She's long, she's lanky and all that. And it would have been nice if she had stayed true to her commitment. But that's neither here nor there. I just wanted to point out that the same story, the same script, the same narrative, the same things even from her that are being said are the same things that she said when she found her way into Indiana, then played horribly, then disappeared, and then decided that she was going to go to Phoenix. Now, from what I understand, Phoenix wanted her in the beginning, but she chose to come to Indiana. And I know some people feel like it was a big lie all along from her, that this was the plan all along from her. I don't know if all that is true or not. I just know that it seems like she said in that post game with Indiana that she felt like she could help them win. She could be that voice and be the veteran. Same stuff we're hearing now over in Phoenix. She felt like she could do all that, but that she also felt like they could help her. And so it does appear that when you looked at what was on paper, it looked like she thought, well, this will be, I only got so much time left in this league. Let me try to get a championship. And then when she got there and realized she couldn't play well, keep up, and she realized that this team had some issues going on and injuries and just trying to get it all together. And she felt like, okay, now I got to sit on the bench because I'm not really balling out. And Lexi Hall is outballing me. Well, I guess I'll just pack it up and go somewhere else where they also run fast. It's ridiculous to me. Like I said, maybe I'm just old fashioned, because when I watch all that and I hear what these people are saying, I'm like, where, you guys know this is where sports and culture connect. And I'm like, you're talking about her like she didn't just walk out on her team, didn't just sit at home for however many weeks it was before they came with the real deal. Okay. Which I predicted anyway. And they're talking about her like, oh, this is so great, And I'm like, she just abandoned her team. And I'm hearing the same stuff about her that we heard in Indiana that didn't pan out. Anyway, that's it. Maybe you call this a rant. I don't know. But like I said, the game is on. And she and Alyssa Thomas are back together again, I guess. This league is so ridiculous in so many ways. The conflicts of interest, and DeWanna Bonner, in my opinion, is Exhibit A. That's just what I got to say. Anyway, like I said, I might do a video going into some points about the Fever game against the Valkyries, although I really said quite a bit that needed to be said during the live stream and after the live stream. But I saw some of the post-game conference with Lexi and Caitlin, and I want to watch the rest of it. And so maybe I want to point out some stuff that they said, because I thought that they were right on in some of the assessment, at least a little bit that I got to see. All right. Subscribe to the Adrienne Ross Show if you haven't done so already. I will catch you next time, God willing. God bless you abundantly.